How's it going, folks, and welcome back to Arsenal. I'm stood up, the standing desk is active, and that can only mean one thing today. We conclude season at number 2, a chance to win the title by beating Tottenham. Does it get any sweeter than that? Well, it does, because there's a small matter of a Champions League final against Liverpool. My suit, or rather, my blazer, it's on standby for that final. But first things first, we're going to hopefully wrap up the league in style. Otherwise, this episode is going to be, well, a little bit awkward. Yes, folks, how is it going? Happy Wednesday. Welcome back to Arsenal. I hope you guys are all doing amazing. I've decided to be a little bit brave today. We, of course, have got some pretty big games to end the season. These are the first games I'm playing on the fully released Football Manager. The match engine, I've been told, hasn't changed, so fingers crossed, nothing too weird's going to happen with our tactics, although you never know in Football Manager, really. And yeah, today we're hopefully going to put a nice bow on things. I'm undecided if there will be another season after this. Of course, this was always the beta save. It's nice to bow out on a high. If we bottle everything today, maybe the plan changes slightly. So just as a little refresher, this is how the league table looks with 2 games remaining for ourselves. That game that we're playing right now is against Tottenham. It is a game in hand, which if we win, wraps up the title with a game to spare. If we don't beat Tottenham, then we're probably going to have to do the Newcastle game, which is away from home in 4 days. A Newcastle team who, well, they're currently at 8th. They are not an easy game. They are not a freebie by any means. They've won their last 5 games in a row. They're getting a rest midweek. We really need to beat Tottenham this first game. Now, of course, last episode, we stumbled across the line in the Champions League into the final where, well, incidentally, we're taking on a Liverpool team. The last episode, well, let's look at it. They beat us 3-2. It was a smidge embarrassing. I'm going to hope that we can, well, try and get a bit of revenge today. Now, I am very conscious of the fact there's a Champions League final to come. This should be small fry in the grand scheme of things, but a North London derby is rarely small fry. With that in mind, I am playing a full-strength team. Martinelli over Rodrigo, the big decision I've decided to make. I think Martinelli has been in better form. He's been our better player versus Rodrigo this season. Besides that, it is a full-strength team. My full intention here is to, well, beat Tottenham handsomely, have a nice rest against Newcastle, and then come back ready and refreshed for a Champions League final. We will see, however, if that plan comes to fruition. Hopefully it does. Hopefully it's going to kick off with a nice positive team talk. I am going to be a little bit demanding, I think, of the players here. We owe Tottenham after the last game. We can step up, make the difference, make me proud. Green, smiley, happy faces everywhere. Pedro Porro and Todibo look aggressive. As long as that is controlled aggression, I'm kind of okay with that. Of course, we are going with our 4-2-3-1. Tottenham, they play this weird formation. I'm going to assume they're going to still be playing it. Are they playing the weird formation? No, they're not. In fact, they've changed manager. So maybe that's helped us out slightly. They're playing a 4-3-3. Last few times we played them, they've played kind of a 3 at the back with 2 defensive mids and wing backs, and it's not been a fun time. That's not going to be a problem today. Eric Dyer with a free kick in the corner. A bit of an unorthodox start to a highlight, but it's Tottenham in possession. Martinelli, though, wins back the ball well, and now we are in possession. Only 4 minutes played here. So far, we are edging out possession. Neither team has had a shot just yet, although Odegaard might have a chance to create something here. Cutting inside on his left foot. That effort goes just wide of the mark. Now, worth remembering in this game, we need to win. A draw is not enough to wrap up the title on this penultimate match of the season, even if Liverpool do end up losing to Leicester. That is a weird result right now. In this match, we're not quite having as much of the ball as I would like, but we are creating a plenty. Well, maybe we can create something here. Todibo in possession, gives it to Gabriel. You can see halfway through this first half, Tottenham yet to have a shot on target. They are edging out possession, but we are creating more when we have it. And well, we're carrying it into a dangerous area here. McKennie to Odegaard. Lovely build-up play. Lovely finish. Captain fantastic. The Norwegian international wraps his left foot around it. Finds the top corner. It is a beautiful finish and not a bad way to break the deadlock here in this North London derby. At home, you expect us to win, but with the weight and expectation of not just the derby, but the title, there's always a fear you're going to come into this kind of game, start slowly, maybe just not get going. That is a very good start. This has not been a game of a whole lot of chances. With just 10 minutes left of the half, though, maybe a chance here. Pedro Porro whips in. Gabriel is there. His header thunders against the crossbar, and then it's Emerson Royale who gets it away from danger. Good opportunity. Not a great opportunity, but the kind of one that you'd like to see us take. As long as this remains a 1-goal game, I'm going to feel a little anxious every time Tottenham have the ball, especially at the start of a highlight like this. Pabega back to Eric Dyer. Looks like they're trying to play it out from the back. Harry Kane dropping deep is robbed of the ball by Kessie, who's now going to bring it forward, plays it inside. That is a sensational pass. The finish, anything but sensational. That was actually awful, wasn't it, by Jesus? Is that grounds to sub him off at half-time? Maybe. There is a temptation to throw on Ivan Toney. I'm going to resist it, at least for now. In that game, so far, Tottenham have done nothing. This half, as good as you like. I'm pleased with it, lads. We've created loads. Keep doing that. We will win this game. I think actually one of the most impressive things about this performance so far is how quiet we've kept their front three. Taremi, Kane, Perisic. They have not had a shot on target. The average ratings you can see for their players across the board kind of show how we have been in control of this game. They are going to move Taremi down the middle and bring on Son. I was about to make some reactionary changes and then a highlight began. We're going to try not to panic too much as Tierney nods it away from danger, at least for now. Now Martinelli looking to bring it down the line. Still seeking out that second goal, that all-important misery compiler. Jude Bellingham, what a run. And oh my word, that could have been a sensational goal to wrap up the title. Unfortunately, it goes wide. And I think with that, it's time for changes. Ivan Toney's going to come in. Bellingham's not at the best of matches, so I'm going to bring in Andreas elsewhere. I'm going to bring in Emil Smith-Rowe out on the left-hand side. At the back, it's not been a great performance by our team. Gabriel, I feel like, always has a mistake in him. So Saliba, on you come. Tierney's looking tired. You know what? I really thought there about making all 5 changes at once. I'm going to save 1 sub in case of injury, in case of red card. There is a thing, isn't there, in Football Manager, where if you make all your subs, injuries just happen or something happens. An injury, a sending off, it's just, every time you make all your subs, it happens. So we're going to hold on to 1 for now. I'm going to hope that with some fresh legs in the final third, we can find a breakthrough. Truth be told, defensively, we've looked great in this game. Don't really need to change things up too much. Although, I say all of that. I mean, it's curse of the commentator, isn't it? Why would I utter those words? We're in possession. Remain calm, everyone. Tierney bringing the ball down the line. A title win in Season 2 with Arsenal would be sensational. Ball to Andres, pulled back to Toney, and it was almost all 3 subs linking up in a little line. Unfortunately, some defensive heroics keeps at the 1 goal. We do now have a set piece. It's Pedro Porro over it. The Spanish international whips it towards Saliba. Unfortunately, his header goes over the bar. This is one of those games where with 20 minutes left, they've done nothing. I don't really want to change too much tactically. I don't want to overcomplicate things. You know what? I'm going to make 1 little change. I'm going to just switch to the kind of defensive mid 4-2-3-1 that we did use, of course, against Real Madrid. I think it's good at keeping things firm at the back. Just looking at things here, Tottenham have had to shuffle their team around a little bit due to injury, but still, both teams with 11 men on the pitch. Andreas has picked up a knock for us. Going to keep him on the pitch for now and hope that he can just get through it. With 8 minutes left, a goal now for either team could be crucial. Pedro Porro puts it in. Eric Dyer hooks it away from danger, but only as far as Tierney. The Scottish international attempts to put it in. It's blocked. Emil Smith-Rowe, Tierney, Andreas, blocked yet again. And are we going to live to regret all these missed chances? We have had so many in this match so far. Son bringing it forward. I want to believe this highlight's going to fizzle out into nothing, although Taremi gives it to the super sub Son, who crosses it in, and good news. Saliba's there. Remember to breathe, everyone. Everyone just remain calm. There's just a couple of minutes left plus extra time. I should not be as stressed as I am right now. Even if we draw, we have a chance to still win the league against Newcastle. But having lost our previous 2 games, a win in the local derby, a win here to secure the title, nice and simple. That's kind of what the doctors ordered, I feel like. Can we make it happen? Another goal, surely that would be the decider. Kessie switches the ball really nicely. Tottenham looking to press high and hard. And I'll tell you what, Pedro Porro caught out of position. Son, 1-on-1. And my whole life just flashed before my eyes. That effort has not gone far wide. 5 minutes left of added time. You know what? 4 minutes left. Lower the tempo. Don't look for the overlap anymore. Let's just see this game out, please. 2 minutes. Oh, there's another highlight. I just want the title to be wrapped up nice and simply. Emil Smith-Rowe. Can we get a goal that would just allow me to relax? Smith-Rowe hits it. I mean, that's not what's needed there, is it? And now there's another highlight. There's a minute left. Oh my word, I'm losing my mind. Odegaard, can he get it done for us? Cuts inside, Perisic tackles him. Taremi out in this wide area now. Plays the ball down the line to Son, who is fresh as a daisy on off the bench. He plays it forward. Kessie reads it. And there's 40 seconds left between us and a title win. I mean, even a draw here would still put us 2 points ahead of Man City. They'd still have to win on the final day, although let's get it wrapped up now. I want to have a rest before the Champions League. Ball played back. I can't work out if there's something going to happen here or if the game's just playing with me. Lucas Moura loses the ball. Tierney, Saliba. 10 seconds left. They're throwing so many men forward. Look at this press from them. The 4-2-4 in full effect, but we play out from it nicely. The full-time whistle goes, and with that, breathe a sigh of relief, everyone. We are the Premier League champions. Arsenal win it against Tottenham. You know what? Maybe it was worth losing to Liverpool and keeping it a 1-0 in this whole game, just to give Spurs a little bit of hope. They might be able to get something from this game and stop us from winning the title here. Kieran Tierney, he is going to hoist the trophy aloft. There I am in my beautiful green iconic suit. What a look. I really should just get a suit like that in real life, shouldn't I? Oh my word, the red and white confetti falls. It might not be for the final time today. We've got the small matter of a Champions League final. It's not all that long away. I'm going to go forward to that. But first, let's just look at the league table. Let's just drink it in one last time. There it is. With a game to spare, we secure the Premier League. 81 points. Not the biggest points haul in the world, but we were the most consistent team of the bunch. Again, ourselves, Man City and Liverpool, kind of the three teams right at the top, doing very, very well. Liverpool actually lost to Leicester in the end, so irrespective of what happened in our game, they had no shot of winning the title on the last day of the season. But none of that matters. Odegaard shines as we win, and what a goal it was by Martin Odegaard as well. Oh my word. Forgot about that completely. Yeah, that was a mad goal to win the league with. The board are delighted. Andreas is injured. He'll be fine. We'll send him to the physio. And Martin Odegaard, man of the match. Give that man a coconut. Give him some praise. He is happy. And, well, he's got the big green morale arrow up as I chat to him. He loves everything. He's considering options at the end of his contract. Why would you be considering options at the end of your This is weird. His contract expires in 1 year and 1 month, right? But he's already agreed to a new contract at the end of the year for 5 years. Martin, you're not going... Why would you do this, Martin? Commit your future to this club. Oh my blood, disaster averted. I was panicking for a second. Okay, folks, we are Premier League winners. With that in mind, we're going to go forward to the Champions League game. It's in 17 days' time. It is at Wembley, and we're taking on a Liverpool team that I have not yet beat in this series. Every time we've played them, we've lost. Yeah, let's hope we can turn that around in a mo. Okay, you know things are serious. The Blazers on. We're down to business. Taking on Liverpool. Champions League final. I wish it wasn't Liverpool I was playing. And I don't just say that because I'm a Liverpool fan. I say that because, well, we lost the FA Cup final against them in 2023. We lost every league game I played against them across the last 2 seasons. If we're going to win the Champions League today, I have to beat Liverpool for the first time that I'm going to have beaten them in FM23. Now, you might have noticed it did lose to Newcastle. That was a fully rotated team. It didn't matter. I choose to believe we just wanted to make the league table look a little closer towards the top. Man City finishing 1 point behind us in the end. Worth noting, Norwich qualified for the Europa League by winning the FA Cup. So, fair play, Norwich. Yeah, Man City had one last bottle in them. I say bottle. They got completely FM'd. Hopefully, we're not going to do what Man City did against Norwich, because it's basically what happened to us last time we played Liverpool, isn't it? We lost to Liverpool 3-2 when they were down a man, and the stats are very similar to that. Okay, you know what? I regret checking this. Hopefully it's just going to be a nice straightforward cup final. I don't need another 3-2. If this is to be our last match as Arsenal manager, I want to end on a win, and with that in mind, we're going with a pretty much full-strength team. Ben White still out injured. You can see here, passed a fitness test, recommended to play 75 minutes. I don't really feel like it's worth the risk, but then again, Gabriel is on a 6.5 for his last 5 games. Would it be a mistake to bring in Ben White? Would it be a risk to bring him back into the team? He was playing well before he got injured. I mean, it's the last game of the season. You know what? I'm going to take a gamble. Okay, so Ben White is going to come into the defence. Of course, Ramsdale in goal has been an absolute wall at the back for us. He got that clean sheet kind of Golden Glove award at the World Cup with England. He was sensational for them. For the most part, he's been pretty good for us. He's had his moments. Let's hope there's no more moments to come today. The rest of the defence, of course, Tierney is back in the team and fit. When this man isn't injured, he is comfortably one of our best players. A super well-rounded player. He, of course, plays at left-back. Pedro Porro, who joined us in January, is going to slot in at right-back. Not the most defensive of fullbacks, but a very, very good player going forward. Of course, Todibo, another man who arrived this season for not insignificant money. 58 million? I mean, we won a league with him arriving, so maybe it was worth the money. I think when you look at the ratings, a 7.19, is that an acceptable rating for a new signing signed for 58 million? I'll let you guys be the judge. Moving on up into the midfield, of course, two players who arrived this year. Frank Kessie, the defensive wall in our midfield, and alongside him, McKennie, who after a bit of a ropey start, after getting that sending off, I've learnt to forgive him. He's learnt to play better football. He has been in some really good form to end the season. I feel like with those two centre mids, we have a really, really solid foundation for our creative players to thrive. Martinelli is going to start out on the left-hand side. A man who has gone from strength to strength this year, has been really, really important to us in Champions League games. 3 goals and 6 assists, 7.43 rating in this competition as well. Through the middle, another January edition like Porro, Jude Bellingham signed for 81 million, 7.49 rating. That rating definitely does justify the fee paid. Hopefully he's going to come up clutch. Of course, Martin Odegaard moved out wide this year. Maybe not been quite to the same level of performance since he moved wider, but I think the team as a result has benefited from the change. On his day, absolutely unplayable. And last but not least, I'm going with Jesus, and I'm not sure why I'm going with Jesus, because when you look at the recent form, he's really not done that well. He had one game where he played amazingly, and it was that 4-0 win against Real Madrid in the semi-final first leg. I think that's why I'm playing him today. Of course, across the bench, with this being the Champions League final, we have 12 players. So, yeah, plenty of player options on the bench, plenty of game changes if we need them. I've just noticed Maitland-Niles is on the bench and Saliba isn't. Saliba, come on down. He can make the 12 players that are going to keep seats warm, mostly because I still don't know if the Ben White decision's the right one. You know what? I'm going to go for it. So looking at the lineup here, Liverpool have got Trent, Gomez, Van Dijk, Robertson, a good defence. Not the scariest defences, dare I say. Their attacking trio, Salah, Diaz, Jota, that is maybe a tiny bit more scary. No Darwin Núñez, I've noticed in their team. I wonder if he's injured. I can report he's not injured. I'm on the bench. I was just blind. He is there. Okay, a successful team talk in the books. There's green, happy, smiley faces everywhere. And now we get to a Champions League final. It's got all the new flashy graphics of FM23. I don't know if there's like a custom cup lift celebration if you win the Champions League. That'd be cool to see if there is one. Of course, we've got to do our talking on the pitch. And when I look at that team, that is a team that can talk almost as much as I can. Oh, the players are coming back out. I've got my suit on. I'm ready. Of course, if you were playing with sound on in-game, you'd have the Champions League music playing right now. But copyright reasons mean I can't play it. But you know what? I button up my suit as a sign of respect, even though, you know, really I feel conflicted about the anthem. Away we go, everyone. And there's a set piece immediately. Martinelli crosses it in. So we'll have a go. Bellingham, early moments. Have a go! Oh, my word. It would have been a sensational start. Addons tips it around the post. Highlight within the first 2 minutes here of this Champions League final. Could we create something from the resulting corner? Martinelli whips it in. Bellingham's at the edge again. Have another go, son. I'll tell you what, he did have another go. Alisson forced to make another save. I mean, it's a good start to the game in terms of we've created something, but we do need to just settle into this game a little bit, not let the occasion get the better of us. Of course, a very, very young squad, but a hungry squad, and a squad that, despite its age, we have a lot of experience. Of course, we've navigated a pretty difficult run, I feel like, of Champions League games to get to this moment. I think, obviously, beating the likes of Real Madrid 4-0, that is the kind of game that has set us up, I think, for this. Beating Milan, of course, on the way as well after they knocked us out in the Europa League last year. My hope is we can go that one step further and win everything now. And I'll tell you what, Ramsdale, he has just bailed us out. Mo Salah cutting inside on his left foot, shot, saved over the bar. Thiago, though, does have a corner. If you were expecting a tame opening 10 minutes, it's not really happened. And I'll tell you what, that deflected effort from Luis Diaz almost ended up in the back of the net. Pedro Porro, free kick, dangerous area, whipped in. Odegaard's there and his header just over the bar. I'll tell you what, standing desk, great investment for moments like this. You know, I can get some nervous energy out of me by fidgeting. Can we deal with this? Fabinho to Jota, played inside Diaz. His efforts blocked. Pedro Porro gets it away from danger. Nico Rovella gives it wide to Robertson. That was a perfectly good tackle. That looked perfectly fine in 3D. If this is given as a penalty, it's a joke. There's a VAR review. Is the penalty going to be given? Liverpool, am I right? I'm right. Okay. Is it Mo Salah to step up? I'm going to assume it is. It is Mo Salah. Can we have some heroics? Not at this moment in time, we can't. Ramsdale goes the wrong way, and with that, Liverpool take the lead. Mo Salah's 32nd goal of the season. Never a penalty. Never a penalty. Right, I'm going to shout demand more from the players. I need them fired up off the back of that. Yeah, we've gone a goal down, but we've been good in this game, if not great. We had a load of chances early on. Since then, it's not really worked out in our favour. Liverpool edging out this game. 10 minutes left of the half. You know what? I'm going to just tell the players to go a little bit more direct with our play here. I think we've got the passing range to make things happen in the final third. Can something happen in the final third for either team before half-time? After a flurry of early chances, it's fizzled out into nothing. It is, well, as you can see here, 1-0 at the break. Did create a little something towards the end of the half, but all in all, Liverpool the better team, of course. They're actually massively inflated by the penalty. But I'm going to tell the players how it is. You have been terrible. Martinelli on a 6.6. Jesus on a 6.4. Ben White's on a 6.3. Why did I play Ben White? Okay, you know what? At half-time, White's coming off. Gabriel's coming on. I don't really want to make any further changes, I don't think. Although, you know what? I'm going to drop the defensive mids into position. I feel like that might just give us a slightly more solid base, especially with the more kind of, I guess, direct style of play we're going for. I'm going to get rid of work ball into box as well. I feel like we need to just be a little bit more willing to shoot, I suppose, rather than patient going forward. I'm also going to switch to attacking mentality. Now, you might think it's very early to go attacking. It is, but I kind of think of mentality as a risk factor. And with our defensive mids now in position, we can afford, I think, to take a few risks elsewhere on the pitch with a bit of a mentality shift. Of course, that hasn't come into effect yet. Liverpool have a shot from range. Ramsdale holds on to it. And now I'm going to... We'll see if my thinking is correct. I'm going to get a shout of demand more going here. We have not been good enough. Jesus is on a 6.3. Ivan Toney, my man. The person who has bailed me out on more than one occasion this year. Come on down, Ivan. Show us what you are made of, my friend. An hour played here. I've still got subs in my back pocket. You know what? I'm going to make another one here. I'm going to bring in Rodrigo. Odegaard's not having the best of games. I'm going to switch him to an inside forward on attack. Try and get him a little bit more central, a little bit more attacking in this next half an hour. Got to be mindful as well of how many times I'm pausing and making subs. Jude Bellingham's just got sent off. I don't believe it! Jude! All the people who said I shouldn't have sold Saka and bought Bellingham, they are pumping their fists right now. I cannot believe it. I mean, I can believe it. It's Football Manager. We all play this game. But, oh my word. Right. I'll level with you. It's not ideal. I think we've got to be compact here. Let's try and play through the middle. Play very direct and quick when we get the ball hit. I don't even necessarily want to hit early crosses, but we've just got to be keener, I suppose, in our build-up play. Out possession. There's press more. I'm going to play a much higher defensive line, I think, as well. But we drop off. And let's see how we go here. I feel like defensive line is kind of where your defence by default sits, and then drop off or step up kind of indicates how they'll react as teams come onto them. So by having drop off, we'll play a high line but drop deep if needed. But I mean, we're down a man. We're down a goal. There's 18 minutes left. It's far from ideal, and Odegaard probably should have scored that. Martin! I was about to make a change, and then a corner happened. It's whipped back post. Pedro Porro heads it away. I want to make some changes, Football Manager. Don't hurt me here. Virgil van Dijk to Fabinho. Nico with the ball now for then. Gives it back to Joe Gomez. Trent on this near side. Plays it forward, but it's Redwell. Tierney now in possession. He gives away the ball. What is happening here? It is shambolic football by both teams. It's not been a great advert for the beautiful game, has it? Trent Alexander-Arnold dinks it in. McKennie heads it away. Odegaard, can he nip in there first? That is a foul by Van Dijk. If the penalty was a foul, that should be 2. Luis Diaz sets up to Jota. Oh my word, Ramsdale. What a save. Right, you know what? Pause the game. Tactical changes. How much more attacking can I realistically go here is my question. I mean, McKennie got us a heroic goal once before. Can he do it again? Oh my, I don't even know really how to feel at this moment in time. It's a high-stress situation, folks. Some people sit there thinking, Jack, you just play Football Manager in a living room. It's like I've got a few thousand people sat over my shoulder watching my every move. Anything I do here will be criticised. But you know what? I'm going to do it my way. I'm going to trust the players. I'm going to trust the system. Part of me wants to tell the players to get stuck in, but I know that is an absolutely terrible idea. We do still have further subs. Okay, McKennie's in danger of being booked. Let's take him off and bring in Fabio Vieira. Elsewhere, Kessie's in danger of being booked. Sanderberg, come on. Fresh pair of legs. I'm going to move him to roaming playmaker as a defensive mid, I think. I've got to throw men forward. We're a man down against Liverpool. We've never beaten Liverpool. We need a breakthrough. Rodrigo, can you make something magical happen here, my friend? Sanderberg with the ball. Gives it to Tierney. Dispossessed, but we still have it. Can we make something happen here? Ball played forward. Virgil van Dijk clears it away. Of course, as we throw men forward, we are somewhat lacking bodies in midfield, as you're witnessing here, but it's a risk that we have to take in this time that remains. Luis Diaz to the byline. Plays it inside to Nico. He cuts inside. And he hits it wide. I realise I've been saying Nico Rovella, I think, this episode, and maybe even the last time we played Liverpool. It's just Spanish Nico. Two different Nicos that both play centre mid. Not that it matters right now. I was about to make some changes, then a highlight started. We'll let it play out. I need a goal from somewhere to get us to extra time. If we make it to extra time, I don't know how I'm going to set up this team to try and last 30 minutes. Probably getting ahead of myself here. They're on the attack. Tierney doesn't really deal with the danger. Now with Jordan Henderson. Can he make something happen? He does make something happen. Curtis Jones scores. And you know what? A game where they score a penalty, we have a man sent off, and we bottle it against Liverpool. It pretty much sums up what my beta experience has been all about this year. We've won a Premier League. Let's look at the positives, he says through teary eyes. You know what? I thought if I won a Champions League now, it wouldn't make winning a Champions League with Park to Prem this year feel as special. If they get a third, that is going to be salt in the wound, though, isn't it? Ball whipped in. It's headed away. Mo Salah still with possession, though, because it's Naby Keita. Back to Jordan Henderson. I mean, if we win the ball here, maybe we can make something happen. We need 2 goals in the next however many minutes of extra time there's about to be. Robertson to the byline. Options in the middle queuing up. Sanderberg kind of half gets there. What is going on? What is happening? I would not have been happy if that led to a goal, but I think with 4 minutes of added time, we can conclusively say that the jacket was a waste of time. We're out the competition. Don't get too excited. There's even a different cutscene of them lifting it all. They do like a proper walk up in front of a champ. That could have been us. It could have been me. Oh, look, there's Virgil van Dijk moving the trophy across. It's the actual Champions League. I feel sick. I didn't want to see this. I wanted to see us lifting it. Oh, I just feel sad inside. That was you know what? I'm throwing a water bowl. That was unacceptable. I'm not happy. That is, I mean, it's a fairly disastrous way, isn't it, to lose a final? All right, you know what? We're going to attempt to put this all to the back of our mind because I need to talk about what's next for this series because I've talked about it a little bit. You're probably wondering a little bit about it. Now, I'm not going to lie. I was kind of hoping we'd win everything and that would put a nice bow on things. But as things stand, it's not a great situation. Apparently, we're in process of a takeover as well. I've missed that inbox item prior to the Champions League. Great. But anyway, just getting back on topic for a moment. With this series, it wasn't meant to be a super long-term save game. Having won the Premier League, having reached the Champions League final, I think we've achieved a lot with this team. I'll put the feelers out here. Would you guys be interested in seeing a transfer special where I set up the club before doing our typical holidaying forward, or would you rather just see the in the future stuff and we let the AI spend the money that's available this year? For people wondering what's next in terms of Let's Plays, starting potentially as soon as next week, but I cannot commit to it at the time of recording, I'm looking to get the ball moving on Park to Prem. That is our lower league save game where we start way down in the lower leagues of Football Manager and try and climb our way up. As things stand right now, the Football Manager editor, the tool that allows kind of database creators to make lower league databases, it doesn't seem very buggy, which is the first time in a few years that I can say that. As a result, we might not be waiting that long for lower league databases to come out. So Park to Prem might start as low as kind of the 9th or 10th tier this year, and I am looking at a 1-club save. Now, as I somewhat alluded to, it's still in a little bit of a state of flux as I stand here and record right now, but I feel like with this save game, it has somewhat run its natural conclusion. I feel like we've achieved the Premier League, which is kind of what my end goal was with this. I didn't realistically think we could win a Champions League. Having got to the final, it does suck slightly, but ultimately, I feel like this is a kind of nice spot to end it out. Bowing out on a high, pretend the final didn't happen. So I'll leave the floor open to you guys. Would you like to see a transfer special where we set the team up for future success? We will, of course, be doing a in the future kind of save video thing where basically we holiday forward. We kind of have a look at how the next 10 or so years pan out with Arsenal without me. Did I set over the course of the last 2 years some good foundations for the future? Will Endrick, who apparently is the best wonder kid in the game, will he carry Arsenal, or will they just sell him after a year or two? Anyway, I think that's where we're at in terms of this series. If you've got any thoughts or opinions with regards to things, let me know them down in the comments. I appreciate there's a lot of excitement for Park to Prem, but we've got to wait for the right database to come out. Equally, I know there are some people who probably wish there was a few more seasons of this, but the way that things are lining up, I just don't really see it making sense, especially now the beta is officially over. Besides that, thank you so much for watching this series. I hope you have enjoyed it. Hopefully you're excited for the prospects of Park to Prem this year, as well as all the other content that's been going up on the channel. In the meantime, whilst we wait, there are going to be some experiment videos going up, some top 5, top 10 videos, maybe some guide videos, and of course, the bottom at Christmas save with Southampton, of which I think episode 2 will be up later this afternoon if you're watching this video the first day it's up. Hopefully you guys have enjoyed this series. Hopefully you've enjoyed today's episode. Through the highs and lows, it has been a blast. I will see you guys again soon for either the In the Future video or the transfer special video, whichever it is. Catch you then, maybe? Cool. I'll see you later. This is a weird outro. I never do good goodbyes. We'll just end things here. Editing Jack, cut the tape. I'm done. I've just bottled another Champions League final.